today we'll be going over our wrestling dream matches that are all into promotion. If you like this type of content, let us know down in the comments below, and if you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's get straight into things. We're going to kick off with our first match, and that is a women's match between the EST Bianca Belair versus Chris Statlander, both two powerhouses of the women's division. I think they can have a very phenomenal match. They cover all bases of what you want in a pro wrestling match, and I think they can have a really, really fun match.
Yeah, they're definitely two women who could be able to toss each other around. They'll be able to do any wrestling moves, suplex each other, body slam each other. Bianca has the capabilities to do the 450s, the diving to the outside, and all the big kind of exciting spots. However, Chris Statlander is one of those people who will just kind of slam you through the mat and bring a lot of power and a lot of unique, hard-hitting offense to the way she wrestles. So I think that would be just an amazing match and one of the better women's matches that we could see.
Yeah, but what we have for number 2?
For number 2 is my favorite AEW person, that's Darby Allin facing Drew McIntyre. Now, we've seen Drew McIntyre go against CM Punk in the Hell in a Cell match. We've seen other cases of Drew McIntyre as well, but Drew McIntyre proving that he's willing to put his body on the line, go through an extreme amount of pain to put on a good show for the fans. That is exactly what Darby Allin does, except to the highest level, even more so than a Jeff Hardy, even more so maybe Mankind. He could debate between the two, but Darby Allin is one of those guys that'll put his body on the line and do the most crazy thing imaginable, and I think these two in a ring together would just beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, or even if they wanted to, I feel like people have a misconception about Darby that he only does the hardcore stuff. He's only, risking his life every night when he goes in the ring, but he can also have a good technical wrestling match, and Drew McIntyre is somebody who can also do that as well. So they can do a very hardcore match that's maybe more spot festy, more brutal, or they can have, a more real wrestling match and just stay in the ring and stuff like that. But yeah, that would be a very, very fun match. But for another really good one, we have Adam Page taking on Sami Zayn, the heart of both companies, two people that have huge fan bases behind them, and they're kind of like I said, that heart of the company. Adam Page, somebody who's been there for so many years now, is one of those guys that when he's on TV, it's always something to look forward to. Sami Zayn, similar situation where he's always been around the top now, and it's always fun to see him still mixing around with some of those top guys, even though he might not get all the opportunities that a top guy might get.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny with these two guys because we've seen Adam Page be the top heel in the company, and now he's turning babyface, and now with Sami Zayn, we've seen him be the top babyface, and now he's slowly turning heel. He hasn't fully gone in that direction quite yet, but he is looking like he's heading in that direction. So to see them both go face to face to heel over and over again, you kind of just recycle those, and they're both able to pull it off and go in between face and heel so seamlessly, like we just seen Adam Page burning down Swerve's house and doing all these crazy things to him in that steel cage match that they had and all this, and now he's also the biggest babyface in the company going into Allin just a few months later. So yeah, Sami Zayn and Adam Page, two of the best characters, two of the best wrestlers, and I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, and what do you have for number 4?
We have probably one of the biggest women matches that you could probably offer right now, and that is Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm, the biggest and the biggest. It's the biggest woman on each company, the best women on each company. This match would sell out an arena by itself damn near. People absolutely love Rhea. They absolutely love Toni. And yeah, I think this would just be almost on the level for the women of like a Rock versus Hogan in a way. Like obviously not to that level, but for the women, I feel like that would be the closest thing that you could bring forward.
Yeah, Aussie connection between the two. I think it would just be so cool for a big moment. If they were to main event the show, it'd be so cool for two Aussie women to come as far as they have in the wrestling industry. Now that, like you said, they're two of the biggest names, not only in their company, but just in the pro wrestling world. So, I think they can have a very fun match. And I would love to see the promos that Toni Storm would try to cut on Rhea, and Rhea trying to have to fight back against, a comedic Toni Storm who can also get very real, very quick as well. But next up, we're going to go back to some tag team action. And this is a newer tag team, Fraxium, taking on the best tag team of all time, the Young Bucks. This could be a very, very fun match with the amount of spots they can do. All 4 men are some of the most athletic wrestlers in the tag team division I think we've seen in quite some time. So I think it's just bound to have some cool moments.
Yeah, this will be a very fast-paced, high-flying, bouncy, all over the place match here. It'd be very cool to see these two teams face off against each other. I think one of the best upcoming teams right now is Fraxium. They're maybe the best tag team in ring right now. Young Bucks is one of the better tag teams of all time. So it'd be very cool to see those two worlds clash: the young versus the old versus the new, and in a way, I'm sure Fraxium learned a lot from the Bucks over watching over years. It feels like they're fans of them with the way they wrestle and whatnot, especially being that Nathan Frazier is from Seth Rollins' school, and Seth Rollins has a lot of respect for the Bucks and everything. So yeah, very cool thing there.
Yeah, and then what do we have next up?
We have the two GOATs of each company, in my opinion, and that is CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. CM Punk obviously being one that carried the WWE for so many years, came to AEW, was able to be a top guy there. Kenny Omega pretty much doing the same thing, being the top guy in New Japan, coming to AEW, taking over that role as the top guy there all the way up until just now when Will Ospreay comes around. But yeah, they're both top guys. They're both some of the best, and it's a shame that we have not yet seen this match.
Yeah, it's something that I think a lot of people wanted, and I think if things did go the way people did want it to go, that after all the brawl out stuff and all that, that mess, we wish we could have got this and things could have worked out better, but unfortunately that's not how things work in the pro wrestling world. But yeah, this is a match that is such an unfortunate event that we never were able to get this match. I can only imagine this was a plan for Tony Khan, for AEW to do at some point down the line, but yeah, it's really unfortunate we never got it. But next up, two men that are just pure powerhouses who are going to beat the shit out of each other, and that is Gunther taking Konosuke Takeshita. Like I said, just two beefy men slapping each other around. The amount of hard-hitting forearms from Takeshita, the amount of chops from Gunther, what man can fall down first. It would just be an insane fun match to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Takeshita is somebody who I really wasn't a huge fan of whenever I first started watching AEW, but he grew on me like crazy, and now he's up there as one of my favorites in AEW, period. And Gunther, just like you mentioned, just one of those hard-hitting people, and I think these two, you'd be seeing a lot of blisters on their chest during that match. You'd be seeing Takeshita getting slammed through the ring. You'd see Takeshita dive into the outside all over Gunther, and yeah, I think this would just be an amazing match, a hard-hitting match, kind of similar to what the Bianca and Chris is, but for the men, of course.
Yeah. And then what do we have next up in the tag team division?
Two of, in my opinion, the best tag teams going right now, the Street Profits versus FTR. We right before doing this, I kind of thought, no, maybe they did face her. Let me just make sure. We didn't really see anything, but maybe we missed something if they did go against each other. But yeah, this is a team that it would have been really good to see going against each other. The Street Profits is someone who really proven themselves over the past, maybe 2 or 3 years. They really kind of grown on the fans and proved that they are one of the top teams in the WWE. And FTR is already known as one of the top teams ever. So, yeah, it'd be amazing to see these two go against each other.
Yeah, I think Angelo is somebody who I see every single week when Natty posts his clips from the dungeon, stuff like that, of the training sessions, and he seems like he's a pure grinder. He's always in there. I'm sure everybody is, but I feel like I'll see him a little bit more than a lot of other people. So I'd like to see him go against an FTR who are more like a technical side, but I'll see Street Profits maybe bring out that little bit of flashiness with some high-flying moves that FTR do bring out sometimes, but not every single match they're going to bring out. So it would just be really fun to see two dynamics having a clash and see what style comes out on top. But next up, what do you have?
So this is my final match that I added to this list, and that is Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Ilya Dragunov. Now, obviously, this is probably a very weird match when you're looking at it on paper, but obviously the big idea is having Tanahashi have that big WWE match finally in his career. Obviously, this is not going to happen. He did already announce his final U.S. match of his career that will be happening at Forbidden Door. So this is off the table as we know, unfortunately. But yeah, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Ilya Dragunov. I would have liked to see these two face off against each other. Obviously, Tanahashi is not in his prime or anything like that, but I think Ilya is someone who can have a good match with anyone, and I think Tanahashi would like to go against somebody with the skill that Dragunov has, and I'm sure they know about each other. Obviously, know about Tanahashi, but I'm sure Tanahashi also knows about Dragunov to some extent as well.
Yeah, I'd love to see the moment for Dragunov getting such a huge opportunity to go against Tanahashi in one of his last matches in North America. So yeah, it'd just be a super cool moment for Ilya Dragunov. But yeah, I would really like to see what Ilya can do to help give Tanahashi one of his great last matches. But to finish off our list, we're going one that I have said, and that is Will Ospreay versus Javon Evans. I think Javon Evans is one of the guys who, in a few years, can be one of the next Will Ospreays. Can he be? Obviously, time will tell, but I think everything he's doing so far has been great. I think he has a real case of, being one of those guys that are a future top guy, not only in NXT but in just flat out WWE. Obviously, he's more of a flippy, acrobatic, more spot type of guy, but I think if you really wanted to, he can lock into a pure wrestling match as well, like an Ospreay can. And yeah, I think they can just have some insane moments with some insane acrobatic moves.
Yeah, for sure. This would be just a crazy match in general. They're both high flying. You could tell that Javon kind of sees Will Ospreay, and I feel like he learns a little bit from him, or tries to emulate him, and sometimes in some different ways. Javon also brings a lot of unique things that I've never seen done before, such as when he bounces off the bottom rope and kind of spins around into the German suplex. That's an amazing move. I don't know how he came up with that, but it's amazing. But yeah, they both have an insane amount of just talent between the two of them. Javon, being so young as well, has more potential to raise even higher. But yeah, unfortunately, this will have to happen in the WWE because Tony Khan's a crackhead, according to Javon. But yeah, that's our top 10 list of our dream matches.
Out of these 10 matches, what would you want to see the absolute most, though?
Probably Gunther Takeshita. I think that's just a crazy match right there, and probably has the highest potential.
Yeah, but yeah, let us know what you guys think about our list down in the comments below. But let us know your list as well down in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.